Welcome back to the 7-part series of how to open up a trucking company in the US. This here is episode number 4 and probably by far the most interesting part of the entire series. Why? Because I'm gonna go over with you guys the cost associated with opening up my trucking company in Atlanta, Georgia. So literally it's a breakdown of every single fee that we paid to open up this trucking company in the US. So how did we end up doing it? Well, we actually retained the services of transport specialists. They are a transportation consultant and they actually did every single one of these line items here that I'm going to be going over in this video. So if you are an owner operator thinking of opening up your own authorities, if you are a truck driver that's becoming an owner operator that wants to know what are the fees of opening up your own trucking company one day, well, this series is for you. Now, the fees that are associated with opening up a trucking company. So first, we had to open up a corporation in the US. I'm gonna roughly ballpark it. What's the cost of every single one of these line items, and we are going to tally it up at the end. So I have to give them credit, transport specialists, because literally I directed 6 people in our office over here, and any question that we had on anything that has to do with this Georgia terminal, the questions were directed to transport specialists. Now it could be an HR question, a leasing question, it could be a financing question. Things are different in the US than they are in Canada. Well, the core of it is the same, but there's a lot of stuff that is different, and we really needed their expertise. So literally every single question we had for them, they came through for us. You know, some of the things that we got stuck on was definitely insurance. We really got stuck on the insurance part. We actually used 3 different brokers, and with insurance, they recommended us a broker, which we ended up going with, who came in literally almost half the price of everyone else. So guys, if you do need to get a hold of transport specialists, I've created a form over here that's going to go to them directly. If you are an owner operator, company driver, lease operator, and you're thinking one day of opening up your own company, you want to get guidance, you want to get somebody to fill out all these forms. There are multiple forms, and you have to be extremely accurate with these forms, and you want to hire another company just to do it, pay them these fees plus their additional fees, whatever else they charge you for your file, and they get the job done, and they get the job done right. So we will continue to be using transport specialist services with plating trucks, with moving forward. Every truck that needs to be added to our fleet, we will use them because we have confidence in them that they know what they're doing, and we just had a really good feeling with them when we used them for this. I have nothing but good things to say about them, and my experience with them was great. So let's go into the fees. So setting up a corporation cost about $100. The DOT and the MC application, although the DOT is free, the MC application is going to run you $300. Completing a BOC3 filing, we're looking at about $50. Then you have $1,800 for your plates for the entire year. Then you have $25 for your IFTA sticker. Then you have $62 for your UCR filing. Then you have $550 per truck for the 2290. Then you have about $200 to put on your stickers on your truck. Then you have $30 for your fire extinguisher. You have about $50 for your ELD and the logbooks. Now you got to be enrolled in a drug program, so that's $300, and then you have to have your supervisor training program, which is $50. Now altogether that comes out to $3,517. Now there's 3 things that we haven't talked about. Number 1 is buying the truck. Number 2 is the fees associated with the commercial liability insurance, which is your insurance for the truck, and then renting a trailer. So buying a truck, guys, I cannot emphasize this enough, and I've actually done something to help the entire crowd out there. I've created a calculator for you guys. So in this calculator over here, you can put a loan amount. All you got to do is press the calculate button over here, and it'll give you your monthly payments. So you can play around with this calculator as much as you want, so you can see what's your budget and for how long you're going to be financing the truck. So this form over here also, if you do fill it out, will go out to multiple lenders that can quote you on your truck financing needs. So I play around with this a lot in order to get monthly payments or calculator in order to understand what the interest rate is and what my monthly payment is going to be like. So buying a truck is number 1. Number 2, getting the insurance for that truck. Man, do not stop at one broker. You really need multiple brokers. Make sure you watch this video in detail, okay? And I link in that video the insurance brokers that I used for rates. I only did go with one of them, but I started off with a $36,000 annually per truck, and then I ended up with about $17,000 or $18,000. The last thing you need to think about is how you're going to be renting your trailer. Are you going to be buying a trailer? Are you going to finance a trailer? So again, use this calculator for your monthly payments. A trailer today, brand new, would cost you about $46,000 US. If you can find used for $25,000, you're going to finance it over 3 years. Make sure you're using this calculator, because if you want to know what your monthly payment is, let's just do this together. I'll just go to the insurance calculator here. Let's say we buy the trailer for $25,000, and we will buy this trailer for under a 10% interest rate for the next 24 months. So if I calculate that, that gives me the amortization schedule here. All these fees, not only opening up the trucking company, but also the fees on your insurance, the trailer, and the truck. Now, don't forget, with the insurance, it's not just a monthly fee. They break it really down into 10 payments. So your first payment is first and last. So let's say you're paying $3,000 a month, then your first payment is going to be $6,000 because you're paying first and last. Then you have an additional 10 payments. So it comes out to a little bit more than $3,000 per month if you were quoted $3,000 a month. So buying a truck, getting commercial liability, and renting a trailer, those are all things that you need to consider with their payments. Feel free to use that calculator. So guys, again, this is just ballpark. This is just averages. I mean, plus minus with each line item. Maybe the fees went up a little bit. Maybe they're gonna go down a little bit. But when I created this video, approximately these were the fees per line item. So plus or minus, I think you should take into account that it's gonna cost you about $3,500 to open up your trucking company. And then if you are going to use a service for somebody to do it, I'm sure they're going to tackle on at least $1,000 or $1,500 for the work. So yeah, once I saw how many line items we have to do, and I looked at it and I was like, you know what, it's just not worth it for me to do it. And then I also needed somebody to guide me through it. Right, so if something came up, then I would get notified on, you know, things need to be changed, or we got to do it this way. And they also guided very well. Like if, you know, I wanted to open up a corporation, and then they said, no, you should open up an LLC, and we had a conversation on that. Then we got the tax accountants involved in the conversation, and yes, we ended up going with the LLC. Why? Because it's more beneficial to do it with the LLC. So, you know, great company to work with, and these are all the fees that are associated with opening up a trucking company. Again, pitfalls, don't forget, buying a truck, huge one, commercial liability, and renting your trailer. Those are three big ones that you need to do aside from paying that $3,500. Now, good times and bad times. The good thing about having your own authorities is once rates really go up, you can actually go on your own, and then as rates come down, you can actually tackle on with a much bigger carrier, so you can activate and deactivate when the times are really, really tough, and then activate it when times are really, really good, and you could be looking on the load boards for a load. Now, if you need to see my video on how to book a load for your truck once you're opening your trucking company and you want to kind of play around with it, make sure you check out this video over here, because it'll tell you step by step, and it actually has me going into it and booking loads with brokers. And that these are my first few loads that I've done, and I've actually videotaped the entire thing to show you guys how I negotiate with freight brokers, how I negotiate for prices on LTL and FTL. So make sure you watch that video over there. And guys, there's still 3 more videos after this one about the series on how to open up a trucking company in the US. Make sure you're watching the next videos on tax accountants. Very, very important. We can all make money, we can all lose money, but the tax accountants are extremely important in the success of your trucking company. So make sure you follow along in this series. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video.